Water and food security are defining challenges of our era, impacting billions globally. According to the World Bank, over 2.2 billion people worldwide lack access to safe drinking water. Here in Pakistan, the situation is even more dire. Our per capita water availability has fallen sharply from 5,600 cubic meters in the 50s to under 900 cubic meters today, well below the water scarcity threshold of 1,000 cubic meters per capita. This ranks Pakistan among the most water-stressed countries globally, with significant implications for food security, public health, and economic stability. Moreover, Pakistan is also ranked as the 7th most vulnerable country on Climate Vulnerability Risk Index. The importance of international support to help Pakistan address the escalating challenges posed by climate change, while Pakistan has the least footprint in global carbon emissions. So Pakistan is at the receiving end of the climate disaster that others have produced, and people in Pakistan, the poor people in Pakistan, are now paying the price. And in 2022, we saw that how poorest of the poor in Pakistan heavily paid the price of one of the most terrible climate disasters we have seen in recent history. Pakistan is an active participant in this global response. Despite our vulnerabilities, we are striving to lead the way in climate adaptation and water conservation. In the words of our Prime Minister, the time is to act now. Our children's future depends on the actions we take today to protect and conserve our precious resources. Pakistan boasts one of the world's largest irrigation systems, covering approximately 17 million hectares. Yet this system faces multifaceted challenges stemming from population growth, industrialization, and environmental degradation. Today, agriculture consumes over 90% of our water resources, but we still face issues of inefficient irrigation practices and significant water losses, estimated at up to 40%. The impacts of climate-induced events, including floods, droughts, and glacial melts, have affected over 40 million people in the past decade alone, with losses estimated to exceed far greater than $30 billion. In response, we have made significant investments to safeguard Pakistan's resources. Our national water policy, launched in 2018, outlines strategic goals and targets with a focus on achieving sustainable water management by 2030. Today, we allocate 12.2% of the public sector development program to water resources, with Rupees 98 billion dedicated to the critical sector in the current fiscal year alone, despite the fiscal challenges that we are currently facing. To address these interconnected issues, the government has introduced the 5 E's framework, a national economic transformation plan, where the third E focuses on environment and climate change, with particular focus on water and food security. National Flood Protection Plan, approved in 2017, has been revised in light of 2022 floods, which will cost about $4 billion in next 10 years. To meet tomorrow's challenges, we are at a new revolution, which I call a techno-economy revolution, in which the new technologies are redefining the entire landscape of human progress and development, and therefore, in water and food security, they offer tremendous opportunity to leapfrog into the future. With this vision, Pakistan is pioneering precision agriculture, satellite monitoring, and AI-driven water management systems. Sponge cities, for instance, aim to manage excess water during floods by retaining rainwater, reducing flood risks, and promoting urban resilience. As we move forward in this conference, I urge each of us to leverage today's discussions as a foundation for a water and food secure Pakistan. Let us build a future that is resilient, inclusive, and sustainable, a future where no citizen suffers from water scarcity or food insecurity. Our future rests on our willingness to act swiftly and boldly today.
Pakistan ranks among the top 10 countries in the world in terms of vulnerability to climate change. The countries experience severe weather events like heat waves, melting glaciers, and floods. The country has already reached what we call the international definition of water stress, meaning that there are less than 1,000 cubic meters available per capita. Actually, in the first presentation we saw it's below 300. I was impressed even. It's really low, the level. This situation then compromises the nutrition and food security of millions of vulnerable people in Pakistan. Pakistan agricultural production, combined with a rapidly growing population, placed tremendous pressure on the nation's water resource. Agriculture consumes approximately 90% of this resource, showing the sector dependence on reliable water access. Unfortunately, climate change effects, such as regular rainfall and rising temperatures, are intensifying water scarcity and further stressing agricultural outputs.
Let me talk a little bit about our water governance program here in Pakistan. It's called WRAP, the Water Resources Accountability Program in Pakistan, and I'm delighted that IMI, WWF and others, the provincial governments of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Punjab, are partners with us in this project. It's a £30 million program over the next few years. And it really focuses on improving allocation across sectors. So back to that governance piece, looking at how systems and approaches can better adapt to changing water demands and looking to build institutional capacity to manage those demands as well. We're very pleased to be supporting the implementation of Pakistan's national water policy and provincial water acts. And also, as I say, bringing data-driven tools to help policymakers make evidence-based decisions for sustainable water use.